So in the last week, Great Escape Games has released this, Flat Caps and Truncheons, their Chicago Way two-player starter set. Now I picked this up at Salute and I'm going to be diving into this today to show you what is included in this set. So if you're interested, then keep watching because it's coming up next. So here we have the Flat Caps and Truncheons starter set, and as I said in the intro, this is for the rule set, the Chicago Way. And for those who've played Dead Man's Hand, this game system will be very familiar. It is essentially Dead Man's Hand, but in the kind of interwar years where you're looking at prohibition in America, and then it's been extended to cover sort of Peaky Blinders and that sort of gang warfare, for want of a better phrase, in Britain. Now this set is retailing, or it certainly did at Salute, at £50. I haven't checked the website yet, but I will drop a link to this starter set down in the description below. So let's have a look at the back and then we'll open up the box and have a look at what's inside. Okay, so here we have the back of the box, and it gives you a bit of an overview as to what you're going to get in the box, and we obviously will dive into the box and go through in a little bit more detail. But essentially you get everything you need to play the game, the Chicago Way. You get two gangs, the Peaky Blinders gang and then the police. You get a set of the rules. You get all the cards that you need, much like in Dead Man's Hand. It works on a card system for initiative and then some other additional bits. You get a couple of D20s and a couple of D10s, again, needed for playing the game. And you get the counters and a measuring stick, all of which you need for the game, or certainly makes the game easier. You could use a normal tape measure, but the measuring stick is quite handy. Along with this, and one of the reasons I picked this up is you do get an exclusive miniature with this set, and you also get the Birmingham News, that's what they're calling it, which essentially is the rules that you need for playing the Peaky Blinders and the Coppers. And also a special themed scenario. So although I can certainly come up with scenarios myself, I thought it'd be quite nice to see what they've come up with. So without further ado, let's open up this box and have a look at what's inside. All right, so here we have the inside. It comes in this white tray, cardboard tray. So and it had some packaging foam in as well, so nicely packaged up to protect everything in here. So what have we got? Well, first of all, as I said, we've got some dice, two D20s and two D10s. They are coloured, so you've got one D20 and one D10 in red, and then the others are in black, and that's ultimately to differentiate between the two different sides. We've got some bases here, so there's 15 faces, which should give us enough for the two different factions. And speaking of which, we have one of the factions here. I think this might be the Peaky Blinders there, and the police here. So we'll have a look at those in a bit more detail in a moment. And I assume the other exclusive miniature is in one of those packs. We've then got a pack of the Chicago Way cards, and again, as I said a moment ago, these are for the initiative, and then you also have cards there that you would play during a turn from your hand, which sort of add additional abilities or like, you know, interrupts, that sort of thing. I have already got a pack of these because I do actually already own the rules, but it's not a problem. Now, this also comes with some additional cards, much like with Dead Man's Hand, where when you buy the sort of latest supplement, you get the cards for those new factions. These cards here are specific to the Peaky Blinders and the police, so they will be very handy. I don't have those. I also love the fact Great Escape Games products, particularly the rule books, always come with a bookmark, which I think is really clever. And this one has a specific bookmark with, I think this is Tommy Shelby, and then two of his brothers, and then some of the police here. Nice artwork. I love the way they've done that, but it's a really nice little book touch that doesn't add a lot to the game or anything to the game, but it does just, gives a nice feel when you're going through your book. Now here is the character card for Molly Suffolk, who is the exclusive miniature. It gives you all her stats, and then on the back it's also got, I guess, her special rule. So that's quite good to have. We then have a copy of the Chicago Way rule set, which is in its plastic. I won't take that out just because I've already got a copy. I may well sell this one. It's then got the Chicago Way counters and measuring stick. It's double-sided. They are different on both sides so that you can use different ones at different times. I've actually got the plastic set, or I think they're MDF maybe, but that's fine because I can always sell those with the rule book. And then here we have the Birmingham News, which is what I was hoping to pick up. So it's got the specific stats for the coppers and their special rules. It has the Peaky Blinders on the inside. It's really nice quality, I think, card it's made out of. So then they've got their stats, more special rules, rules particularly for the Lewis gun and SMG. And then we've got the Birmingham News, the newspaper. And this is how, if you haven't seen Great Escape Games stuff before, this is how they do their scenarios. They do it like a newspaper, and it's really good. It goes through everything you need to know for that scenario. This is the opening scene, the Gathering Storm, and then on the back we have the second scene up here, this bit, and then the final scene. And the way they generally do their scenarios is they have 3 scenes, so you get 3 games which sort of make up a mini campaign. So I was really pleased to get that bit. I'll definitely be keeping that. And then finally we have, try not to scrunch this up, the Chicago Way poster, and on the back of the poster from the original rulebook is a map of essentially Chicago, and you can use this to run a campaign, so you can talk about which areas have fallen under the particular gang's influence and stuff like that. So really nice box set that, and definitely has a lot of really nice bits in there, which I'm pleased to have got my hand on. Now, if you have got the rules, you might be saying, well, is it worth picking up this box? You could pick up the gangs themselves separately, but they are £22 each, so that's £44 for both gangs. You wouldn't get this Birmingham News extra supplement. You wouldn't get any of the tokens and dice, but if you've already got them, I guess that's not a problem. I don't know if you get the additional cards, so that's something to take into consideration, and you wouldn't get the exclusive miniature. So in my thinking, for £6 extra, I've got a lot of extra bits, some of which I will sell on, even if I'm selling it for a tenner for the rules, the dice, and the tokens. That is, and the playing cards, because I've already got the deck. Even if I sell that for a tenner, that means I'm saving myself £4 from just buying the 2 factions. So probably worth it if you've already got the rules, but that's, I guess, for you to make your minds up on. So I'm going to quickly clear the deck. I'm going to get the first faction out. We'll have a quick look at the figures, and then we'll do sort of a quick summary up of my thoughts on this set. Okay, so here we have the first faction. This is the Coppers. I have to say, I do have a lot of police. You might have seen from one of my previous showcase videos. But one of the main reasons I wanted this set was for this figure here. And this is the Inspector. I think he's great. He's got holding a pipe. He has got a pistol. And I just think he's going to be a great character to get painted up. I think he's based on the one from Series 1 of Peaky Blinders. And I can't think of the actor who... He's a fairly famous actor. But anyway, he's... the one from Series 1, and he will go really well as sort of the boss for my police faction, whether I use these police or the ones that I've already painted up. Now, in this pack also came this figure, who is, I forget the name of her, mentioned her when I was undoing the box because the card came out, and maybe I'll put it in text across the screen now. But yeah, so I've got her as well, so that would be a nice civilian to have. So I've got 7 figures there plus the exclusive. So what I'll do now is I'll swap them out. We'll have a look at the Peaky Blinders figures, and then we can do a bit of a sum up to end the video. All right, so here are the Peaky Blinders figures. I have to say they're pretty cool. Nice to have one specifically designed for this rather than the ones that I sort of sourced from other places and used them where I thought they would fit best. That I'm looking forward to painting these, I will say. I particularly like this guy with the Lewis gun. I think he's pretty cool, and you can sort of see one or two that look like some of the characters specifically. What I should say, and I should have said this with the coppers lot, these are metal miniatures, and they are 28mm scale. Really nicely done. There is quite a bit of flash on them from the casting, but should be fine to clean up, just like any normal metal figures, so I wouldn't have too many worries about that. At some point I will get these painted up, possibly not priority because I do already have some figures, but I will get them painted up at some point, and I'll do a showcase video of these so you can see. But there we have it. All of the contents from the Flat Caps and Truncheons starter set box. Is it worth the money? I think so, particularly if so I think there's 2 situations. Maybe yourself or you and a friend want to get into the game and are interested in the Peaky Blinders, enjoy the TV series, want to play some games, then this is definitely a good box set. 50 quid for one person, you're getting 2 factions and everything you need to play the game. Really, the only thing you would need is terrain and a gaming map, but if you've got those stuff already, then this is a bit of a no-brainer. If you went with a friend, 50-50, 25 quid each, again, it's probably a little bit of a cheaper way to get into the game, and you should be able to get your gang up and running in quite quick time. 7 figures per side, so and you don't need all 7 to play the game. You could do a faction of 5, so you can get those painted up fairly quickly and get them on the table and start playing the game. And the game itself is a really good game, and if you've played Dead Man's Hand, it works very similar to that, and it is very enjoyable. Now, if of course you've been playing the Chicago way, and you've got lots of figures and you've got the rules already, is this box set really worth it? And I guess for me, I wanted the 2 factions anyway, so that was, as I mentioned earlier, going to cost me £44 just to buy the 2 factions. The extra 6 quid to get the cool little extra bits like the exclusive figure, the additional cards, and the new scenario and rules and all that for the Peaky Blinders. All of that to me added up was worth the extra £6. So for me, definitely worth it. And as I say, the bits that I've already got, I could sell those on to see if if there's somebody out there who wants to pick up the rules and cards and some dice, for 10-15 quid, probably could make some money back that way, and that would make this more sort of £35 for the box, which means I'm definitely getting it cheaper and a lot more for my money. So I think, yeah, absolutely, this box set is worth it. I think it's really well done by Great Escape Games, who do seem to put a lot of thought into their starter set. Certainly last year at Salute, I picked up the Dead Man's Hand Redux starter set, and that was absolutely cram-packed, really worth the money I paid. And this one this year has also been worth it. So, yeah, big thumbs up from me. Now, if you've liked this video, then do please give it a thumbs up. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. Have you played the Chicago Way before? Do you like it? Is Peaky Blinders something you could, get into? Or is it not for you and you fancy something else? Could you use these rules for a different period? So when they first came out, they were for Prohibition and US gangsters. I thought it would work well for Peaky Blinders and started playing it with that, and they've brought it out as a game, so anything's possible. But yeah, now Wednesday I'm going to have a look at some more terrain pieces, and if you're interested to know what they are, then do check out my video on Wednesday and see what I've been putting together and painting up then. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.